Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of Members Unplugged. With an N because we belong to Division N. Today, we are having Toastmaster Dr. Aliakbbar Maimun with us. To Members Unplugged, we get to know about different Toastmasters of Division N, what are their goals and ambitions, and what things they do pursue. Who are they in their personal lives? Toastmaster Dr. Aliakbbar Maimun is a young and dynamic business psychologist with an experience in HR, stress coaching, and clinical issues. A professional with a diverse career, history, and experience of working in a variety of environments. He loves helping people and businesses reach their fullest potential and overcome their self-imposed constraints and limiting beliefs. He likes introducing strategy and structure with a pragmatic approach in an organization and has delivered a range of organization development interventions in the management arena. Welcome, Toastmaster Ali.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kirtiraj.
Great. So, Toastmaster Ali, I have seen that as an integrated health coach, you have helped people find the root cause patterns, themes, and beliefs of their psychological illnesses. Could you please share more on this?
Right. Basically, any disease, okay, has a cycle. Okay. I wouldn't say as a disease, but I would say as a healing. So when a client is coming to me, I go back to the time when a particular emotional event happened in their life. Okay. When you get to know what was that particular emotional event that happened, and that was the time when the disease started in that person, which in other ways we say is called stress. The stress, there is stress for quite long time, and then when your mind, when your body gets a solution for that particular situation or for that emotional event that happened, that is the time your body goes into rest. Okay, so basically it's sympathetic and parasympathetic mode of the body, to be in simple language. So my aim is whenever a client or a patient comes to me, I go to that particular specific stressful event that started their whole, the dis-ease in their body. Yes.
This is fantastic, Toastmaster Ali. So, Toastmaster Ali, apart from your professional life, which are the things which you enjoy the most?
I love to read books. I love gardening. I, have a very music is something which I can't live without. So these are all the things which, if I'm not doing, like Toastmasters, if I'm not taking clients, books and garden and music is what I am with. And also I love pets. So basically birds. So I have, the lovebirds, which we say. I have pigeons, I have finches, I have the Kadaknath Murga, which we say. So I have 5 of them, 3 hens and 2 cocks. I have fishes. So this is what I do when I'm not doing, anything that is professional. Yeah.
That is so amazing. It feels great to know that you are connected with nature so much, because nature is something which actually helps us heal a lot. When I think
Absolutely.
about it, I remember that you are also involved. Yeah, thank you so much. I remember that you are also involved in some form of sound meditation. Could you please guide on this?
Yes. Music, is something different and sound is something different. So I was surprised in 2019 when I had come across this modality which was making sounds via bowls. Okay, now I was aware that there are bowls which make sounds, but I wasn't aware of the power that these bowls had with them. So when I had the opportunity to see a client getting that particular therapy and see something literally go out of their body, okay, it doesn't happen in every case, it happens sometimes. That is when I felt like, okay, this is one of the modality which I definitely need to do. And I learned that modality in 2019, and that is the journey which started. So every bowl, I have 5 bowls, every bowl works on different, say, organ. different part of your body and on different chakras of your body. So when we tap the bowl with a certain frequency, there are frequencies which they release, and that helps in releasing the negative energy that is there in the body, the negative flow of energy that's there in the body. So usually we say that we can hear only with our ears, but in sound healing, it's not that. The vibration passes through every cell of your body, and the results are super amazing and powerful.
So, Toastmaster Ali, I have one particular query over here. There are
Mhm.
different forms of remedies which are available with all of us right now.
Yeah.
So, if I just compare between, say, Bach Flower Remedy and then the Tibetan Sound Bowls, which you find more effective?
Okay, see, I have done many modalities. Okay, I started my journey with NLP techniques. Then I did EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. In NLP, I also learned hypnotherapy. Okay, um, and then as I said, I did emotional freedom technique. Then I did meta health, which is basically diagnosis of any disease that you take. We first have to diagnose what the problem is. So basically, what was that specific stressful event that caused the whole problem in your body? After that, I did matrix reimprinting, where we go into a time when the patient or the client was a child and that particular moment happened in their life. We go to that moment and erase those memories or clear the triggers. Okay, basically triggers. We make use of our five senses. We see, we hear, we smell, we taste, and we feel. So most of our triggers are based using these senses only. Okay, so we understand what the sense is, where which particular sense was used there, and then we work on that. So we work on untriggering those events. Okay, in matrix reimprinting, we go to that child who was, say, 10 years old, who was 15 years old, who was 18, 20 years old, and we clear those memories. After that, I learned Bach Flower Remedy, which was in 2018. And it was something, usually when patients or clients come to you, you are working with them, you are doing the therapy, you are giving them tools and techniques. But these flowers, there are 38 flowers which work on emotional characteristic of a person. So if a person is angry, a lot of anger is there in him, there's a particular flower that is useful. If a person does not know what he has to do in life, he's on those four directions of life, not sure, unsure where to go, what to do, there is a flower. So when a client or when a patient comes to me, say with the disease, then I know that this particular emotion is hurting them. So I give a particular mix. Maybe it can be one or two flowers, or maybe it can be 5 to 7 flowers, and I give them that remedy to take it for, say, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and then come back to me with what it is. So every once in a month, the client comes to me for a session, and they're also having their batch flower remedy. Okay. Now there are certain clients who say, no, I don't want batch flower remedy. I think sound bowls, because when they come to my clinic, they see the sound bowls right in front of them, and they get intrigued, like, what is this? When you play the sound also, it's very soothing and calming. So like, I definitely want to do a session of sound bowl. So fine, I'm like, your choice. Because the reason I have done so many modalities is every client is different. Whatever suits them, I have it for them. So they go through the sound bowl therapy. So in sound bowl, what happens is, again, 1 or 2 sessions might not serve the purpose. You need to go through few series of session, just like batch flower remedy. Okay. But the best result which I would say I've seen is a client coming, taking a session, having the regular batch flower remedies, and doing sound bowls gives a complete, I wouldn't say solution, I wouldn't say healing, uh, but a complete, what you say, answer to what they were seeking. Okay, I don't cure, I don't treat. I am just basically a mediator, or say a guide for the every client that comes to me, and it is their choice of how to move ahead in their life, making use of the modalities that I'm working on. So if you ask me that either batch flower is powerful or sound bowl is powerful, I would say the combination of both is super powerful.
This was very interesting, Toastmaster Ali. I personally believe that nothing is impossible to a willing heart, because that's where like we are just mediums of change. As you rightly said, we are just mediators, and then
Yeah,
it's all up to the person. Like say for example, even in any college or any institution, a faculty
yeah,
may impart 100%. It is on the particular learner how much the particular learner grasps. I have
absolutely.
one more important aspect over here. So
Hmm.
I just saw that you are also into pranic healing, then you are also into these different kind of alternate therapies. Do you believe that alternate therapies are better than the ones which are actually existing? Say, for example, we have homeopathy, Ayurveda, allopathy. What is your take on this?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. And I would always say alternate therapies are complementary therapies. Okay. They complement with anything. Whether you say allopathy, whether you say Ayurveda, whether you say homeopathy, they're complementary to each and every therapy. Now, if I have to, let you know that Bach Flower Remedy was found by Dr. Edward Bach, who was a homeopath himself. Okay. So for me, every modality that I'm going through is a complementary therapy. So if you are on medication, I am not going to touch that aspect of medication, nor I'm going to tell you to cut down your dose or increase your dose. No, I don't do that. In fact, any patient who comes to me for disease issues or something like that, I first ask them, do you have a prescription from a medical practitioner? Okay, medical practitioner is basically a physician or the specialist doctor who is prescribing you medicines and gives you prescription. After that only I work on the client, right? And I do not tell them that don't take this medicine or why are you on this medication. That is their, doctors are best to describe those things. What I do is I want to know the emotional event that caused this whole issue in your body. So I want to know your story. I want to understand what was happening back, say, 15 days, say, 15 months, say, 10 years, 15 years. And I'm going to deal with that stuff. Other stuffs, I'm not interested. You have your doctor, you can consult your doctor and see how it is. So people, those who have been following both the medication and complementary science, because complementary therapies and alternative therapies work more on the emotional event, work more on the energetic part. As you mentioned, pranic healing, yes, I am a pranic healer also. Like I've done till what you say, the psychotherapy and Arathic practitioner. So I am Arathic practitioner, although I'm not practicing at the moment, but I did that to understand the science of energy and everything. So energetically, say emotionally, all of these alternate therapies take care of it. Physiologically, whatever is going to happen, maybe the medicines are taking care of it. Okay. So if your energy body is correct, if your emotions are right, then the medication dose might on its own come down slowly, 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 and miracles happen. So I would not say anything. I would only say one thing: every complementary science is there for you. So if you think कि एलोपैथी से काम नहीं हो रहा है, तो चलो, because I know many people who first understand or are in such a mindset that एलोपैथी से काम नहीं हुआ, हम क्या करेंगे, we will do homeopathy. Homeopathy is also not working, let's do Ayurveda. Ayurveda is also not working. What do we do now? What do we do now? So I would say everyone not to do that. Whether you stick to allopathy, you stick to Ayurveda, stick to homeopathy, and also understand how your emotions can be taken care of. Because today, emotional well-being and mental well-being plays a very important role side by side. If you take care of that, everything will be very easy and smooth. The transition, which I mentioned earlier, the cycle of healing. So coming from a stressful situation to a rest situation is going to be very easy and smooth. And that understanding of many symptoms. So when I do the cycle of healing, there are many symptoms which the body gives you, indicators we say. Okay. Understanding them is very important. Like if I have to just tell you in simple words, When you are in stress, if anybody who is in stress, what will happen? They will not be able to sleep properly, they will not eat properly. If they eat, they like to eat junk food, they like to eat a lot of sugary food. Okay, their sugar level will be high. Okay, and there are other parameters which we say will be usually high because their mind is consistently thinking of something. They want a solution for that particular event, so they're completely in stress. What will be the solution? How do I come out of it? What is going to happen? How will it happen? Who's going to help me? This is going to happen. When you get a solution for that particular situation, what happens? Your mind calms down. Okay, now I've got the solution. So now you feel more tired, you feel exhausted, you might get fever, you might get diarrhea, your sugar levels have come down. Okay, your other parameters have come down. You are now able to eat food. When you eat food, you eat nutritious food because that is what your body wants. So basic understanding of what that symptom is will create a complete difference in everyone's life. So for an example, like at present, because of the COVID situation, we don't, but earlier it was like one person went to a wedding or something, and the next day he has say diarrhea, his stomach is unwell, or he got food poison. Now my simple question is, why did that one person only get that food poisoning or diarrhea? Why did not others get that? What was happening there? If there was food poisoning, it should have happened for all the 300, 400 members, those who were there in that wedding or that event, who were there. Why this particular person all only? So a lot of thing matters on your perception. How are you taking things? What are you taking? Where are you taking it from? So all of these things does matter. So understanding of every symptom is very important, and I think that is the future of well-being. So when I say well-being, everything comes into it: physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, organ-wise, social-wise, everything comes into it. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ali. It was actually very great because what I personally feel is we at times go through such kind of situations where we don't get cured by specific therapies, and then we are like either we blame those particular doctors, or then
Yeah.
we start like just like we do spiritual shopping, being into so many different organizations. Similarly, we start doing medical shopping. We
Yeah.
try doing homeopathy, then allopathy, then Ayurveda. Nothing happens, then we start the blame game.
Yeah.
What I personally loved over here was the thing which you said. It's important to continue with whatever medicines are being prescribed to you right now, and then just have it as a complementary thing. And that's where like even alternative therapies are important because they act more like vitamin C tablets. Like they actually support you, but then like for your oral immunity, you have to have good food, good diet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Toastmaster Ali, I
Mhm.
also have one particular query in this regards. Like, people are more like they want to have music in their life, they want to have good fitness things. But because of pandemic, a lot of people have gone through severe anxiety, depressive states, even people have become suicidal. So,
Right.
coming from an energy sense point of view, what would you suggest to all these people? Because this is the time where we need to like repose in our own self and
Yeah.
actually know who we are. So, how like do you deal with such kind of situations?
Right. Yes. We all know that situation is worse outside, and day by day things are, getting worse, and not in our hands also. Okay, listening to a lot of information also brings in a lot of anxiety in people, brings in a lot of fear of self, and fear of family members, and fear of future and things like that. So as you know society has given me so much, so I would like to give back to the society by teaching you one simple technique. This is to all my Toastmasters fraternity, to all the people, those who will be listening and watching this video. This technique is especially very helpful in this pandemic situation, where you know there's less of positivity and there's a lot of negativity around. Okay, so like a day or two earlier, I received a message that positive is not a positive word, rather we would choose negative. So I was quite taken aback by that. So this is for all of you members. I'm going to teach you one simple technique. So this part of your hand, you see, this usually is known as a karate chop point. Okay, so if you see in karate, they stand like this, the karate, right? So what I want you to do is, with another hand, just slightly and lightly tap on it. Yeah, just tap on it. Okay, slightly. This is known as tapping therapy. Okay, or say emotional freedom technique, which is otherwise known as EFT also. So lightly you keep tapping on these points. And remember one thing, when you're tapping on these points, you can think of as much as negativity you want. All the negative feelings that you have, that whatever that you're hearing, when you keep tapping on this, just keep thinking on that. Okay, just keep thinking on that, because this technique is to release the negativity from your body, is to release those negative emotions that are not helping you. So lightly, don't tap too hard that it hurts you. Very lightly, just imagine a butterfly is kissing your hands and going just like that. Okay, and then you start with the top of the head here. So crown area, which we say this is a crown. So you start tapping here. Okay, and then between the eyebrows, where both the eyebrows start, that is the point. Tapping lightly, and then going to the end of the eyebrow, where eyebrows end, otherwise known as the temple area. You tap here, and then under the eye, where there's a bone here, so you tap there. Under the nose, on your chin, and then you have these collarbones here, two bones here, so you tap on that. Okay, and then under the arm, right? So it's like, say, take 2 inches under the arm. Okay, so the whole cycle starts from here, it goes up here, and then here, side of the eye, under the nose, on your chin, on your collarbone, and under the arm. Okay, so my suggestion is that when I start from here and I go till here, this is one cycle. Okay, so in a day, make sure that you sit 3-4 times or 2-3 times, depending on the severity of the negative talk that's going in your mind, that monkey mind which is going on, and do 30-40 cycles. So every cycle you start tapping whatever comes to your mind. Get rid of that monkey mind, and whatever negative is being there in your mind, just keep thinking on it and keep tapping to it. And I'm sure within a day or two, you will know the results, and you will ping me and say, sir, it's working. It's miracle. I know it is. Yes.
This was very beautiful, because when you said, like, think about the negatives, I actually went through some kind of very terrible moments which happened recently. And then when you said, like, just keep on thinking about those things, so I was like, uh, I just started thinking about those points, and then gradually, I don't know how, but actually, like, I wasn't feeling that much tensed. It was more
Yeah.
like those things were just going away. I don't know how.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the power of this technique. It's very simple. Sometimes people say it's weird, what are you doing tapping on these points? But it is very effective, as you can feel. And I'm sure if you can, if you do this 30-40 cycles, that event, the intensity of those emotions will just wear off from your body. The negativity will just get released. So my request is, please do this technique. If there is any queries you have about this technique, please do ping me, get in touch with me. I'm there to help you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ali. So somewhere I would say, like, this was more like a live hands-on session for me, and I truly believe that even all the people who shall be watching this particular episode will definitely get benefited. I
Right.
personally feel that life is all about service, either service to humanity, service to nature, which is around us, and a give back in every moment. So, Toastmaster Ali, what do you personally feel like when people harm others or people harm nature? How do you help the affected ones come out of such situations? And personally, what do you follow in your life where, in case people are actually troubling you, harassing you, how do you come out of such situations?
Wow. So, um usually in my case, people those who trouble me are less, because they know that if they're going to trouble me, they'll be finding me sitting and tapping or doing, some other points. So they know that this is not going to work out for him. And the people, those who get troubled, I get a lot of patients who get harassed, who are harassed, say physically, sexually, mentally, emotionally. The people, those who hurt nature. I'm a very strong believer of nature and a nature lover. Okay, like daily, I would, when I have to take calls of patients or clients, I would sit under a tree and talk to them. Okay, so I really like to sit under a tree. So this is how maybe I am giving my that time to that particular tree, so that it feels good that there's someone who's coming and sitting under me and talking to someone or spending that time. My question is, how many of you in the past few days have sat under a tree? I'm not saying to go out, but a tree which is there in your campus, which is there in your home premises. Okay. And if you haven't, then maybe, once the times are good, you can go out and check there. With people, those who get harassed, I always make sure that first, be emotionally strong. Okay. Because there is an energy body. Before the physical body gets affected, there is an energy body. If that energy body gets affected, then your physical body will get immediately affected. So keep your energy body strong, like the aura which we say, wow, that person has a beautiful aura. How come he has that aura? So that aura is being made by him by doing many different things. He's like strong, he's confident, he's doing certain meditations or some of the other thing. Okay. So when you are strong from the outside, you will always be strong from the inside. Okay. So make sure that your energy body is not getting affected. The minute your energy body gets affected, your physical body will also get affected. And yes, I mean, see, there are people those who harm nature, there are people those who harm animals, there are people those who harm people also. you know so I would say in certain cases, uh, when you sit with them, make them understand what it is and how it is, they understand. But still there are people those who do not want to change. Now maybe that is their part of life. So I would just do what I could do or I can do. Rest, I would leave it to them because it is up to them. Okay. And there's also something called karma, right? Not going much into detail, we all know that what you give come back to you. So when you give good, always good will come back to you. When you give bad, 10 times bad will come back to you. Yeah.
Very true. I personally feel that we all should be centered enough and take care of environment because we are just a subset of nature. We are not
Yeah.
the rulers, rather we are just a small subset.
Yeah.
One more thing which I personally feel maybe like I would like you to share some light on that. When people fight over religious thing, do you feel like we all should be more spiritual than being religious?
Now that's a debatable topic, to be very honest. So
Yes.
my only thing is, with the understanding of what is religious and what is spiritual, I'm sure many of us aren't aware between the difference between religion and spirituality. Okay. I would just say, whatever you do, follow a cycle. When I say cycle, it means that everything has a system. So your body has a system. It will function that particular way. If you stop anything in between, it'll mess. Okay. So whether it's spirituality, whether it's religion, follow a process, follow a system which is beneficial to you. Okay. which is not harming you, which is not harming others. Spirituality is different for different people. Okay, religion, again, as we are in India, we understand and know that there are hundreds and hundreds of religions there. So not going there, I would definitely say yes, work on your systems, work on a process that you wish to follow, and not get into this kind of a mess that being too much religious or being too much spirituality is going to work for me. What you think is definitely going to work for you, so go that ways without harming others or questioning anything else that is not in your purview. Yeah.
Toastmaster Ali, I'm really grateful that you shared so many insightful things with us today. I would like to request you for a short rapid fire right now. I hope you are ready for same.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So my first question, Nagpur or Mumbai?
Ah, Nagpur.
Okay. Business or job?
Definitely business. Yeah.
Psychology or science?
Both.
Amazing. Coaching or teaching?
Definitely coaching.
Fantastic. A range or a finite set?
A range or a
Finite set, like just be it
range.
something which is big or something which is very small.
Range, definitely range.
Fantastic. Illness versus preventative methods.
Definitely preventative methods. That is what I do all about. My whole say professional life or learning of say 10-15 years is all about preventive medicine, preventive disease and everything. Yeah.
That is fantastic. So, chocolate or coffee?
Both. Have
Fantastic.
a cup of coffee in your hand with a chocolate. So when I was doing my higher studies in UK, I always saw my teacher, the professor was there, used to have this black coffee with a Twix in his hand. So Twix, if you have had, is a awesome chocolate which I love. So for me, when you say chocolate or coffee, it's always both. Yes.
Public speaking or theater?
So public speaking or theater, I would definitely say public speaking in a theater. As I was saying, that I usually get these visuals where I'm standing on the podium and there are, thousands of people standing and listening to me or whatever training that I'm doing. So I would always say public speaking in a theater. Yeah.
I guess like all these rapid fire questions were full of exciting things because there were various aspects associated, and I personally feel that you are someone who actually have guided us a lot in this entire session. Toastmaster Ali, I would like to thank you for taking out your valuable time, and it was such a delight to have you in Members Unplugged today.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Girtiraj, for this opportunity. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day to you as well. Good day.